Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet a Christmas stocking. I've been wanting to do this tutorial for a while, and I've made 3 already for my mantle, so I'll be putting some pictures on here as well. I think they look really good, and I'm making the last one. And yeah, I'm just gonna bring you guys along with me. These are the colors I'm using. I'm using the Bernat Softee Chunky yarn. It's the berry red. And then I'm also using this Lionbrand respun yarn. This is the whipped cream color. I really like this yarn. So I am using that one as well. And I am using a size 8mm. I started with a size 9, but I lost it. So now I'm using a size 8. Yeah, I need to buy myself a new size 9. But anyways, we're making do with what we have. To start off, we're gonna do a magic ring. And if you've never done a magic ring before, they look very confusing, but they're really not that bad. So take your 2 fingers is what I use, wrap it counterclockwise around until you have a tail, and then you have 2 here. So I'm going to show you that again. Your 2 fingers counterclockwise around it like this, and then I kind of hold it there, but you don't have to. It just has to be over here like that. And then I kind of hold it in between 2 fingers to have tension, but that looks very complicated, so whatever works for you. So go underneath with your hook underneath the first one, grab the second one and pull it up and twist it kind of like this. And then we're going to grab the yarn and chain one. And then that will give you your magic ring. We can do that one more time. Counterclockwise around your 2 fingers. So you have a tail, your 2 yarns under the first one, grab the second one, pull up and twist, and then chain 1, just like that. And I use this chain as my first chain, so I'm going to do a second one, and this will not count as a stitch. So we're going to be working in half double crochets, which if you've never made one, we're going to be working 9 into the magic ring, by the way. But what you're going to do is you're going to yarn over your hook, put your hook through the magic ring and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That is your half double crochet. Again, yarn over your hook, put your hook through the loop, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through all 3, just like that. So we're going to make 9 of these in the magic ring for our first round. And 9. And once you have your 9 half double crochets, we're going to pull the tail and tighten the loop, and then we're going to slip stitch into our first half double crochet, which, as you can see, I have my 2 chains here. So this is my first half double crochet. I'm just going to stick my hook through the top 2 loops. These are the top ones. They look like a braid here. And you're going to go underneath the first 2, yarn over and pull through that and pull through the loop that you had here. And then we are going to chain twice. And then we're going to half double crochet twice in every stitch around. So the last one we had 9, so then this round we should have 18 half double crochets at the end of it. And you are not going to have double crochet in this one because this is just a slip stitch and it does not count as a stitch. So we're going to go ahead and just half double crochet twice, like I said, in every single stitch. And I will meet you back at the end of this round. So I am just finishing up round 2 with my last half double crochet. And then again, you should still have that slip stitch here that we're not going to work into, and we are not working into the chain 2, so we're going to go straight to our first half double crochet and slip stitch to join, just like that. And then to start round 3, we're going to chain twice. And then for this round, we're going to be doing a repeat. So in the first stitch, we will make 1 half double crochet. And in the second stitch, we will make 2 half double crochets. So every other will be an increase. And at the end of this round, you should have 27 stitches instead of 18. So again, just 1 stitch, and then in the second one, 2 stitches. And just repeat that the whole way around. And I will meet you at the end of this round again, and we can do round 4. Okay, and I am just finishing up my round 3 with my slip stitch. And now we're going to chain 2, and for round 4, what we're going to do is we're going to make, in the first stitch, we will do 1 half double crochet. In the second stitch, we will do 1 half double crochet. And in the third stitch, we will do an increase. And we're going to repeat that the whole way around. And an increase is 2 half double crochets, if I didn't say that already. So then in the next 2 stitches, we'll just make 1 stitch in each of them. And then in the third stitch, every time we will make 2 stitches. Just like that. And you work your way all the way around, and I will be right back. So at the end of this round, you should have 36 stitches, and that is where we stop increasing and we start working on the body of the sock. Rounds 5 and 6 are going to be worked the exact same. We make 2 chains to start, like all the time, and then we do the entire round with just doing 1 stitch in every single stitch, keeping 36 stitches in our row, just 1 half double crochet in every single stitch. And you're going to do this for this round and the next round. So I'm going to go and work those off camera, and then I will be right back and we will do our color change. If you want to do a solid colored sock, don't worry about the color change. Or if you want to do them differently than I'm doing them, then go right ahead. Obviously, white is going to be my main color. So I did my next 2 rounds, so I'm done with round 6, and this is where I'm going to be making my color change. So how I want to keep the white yarn attached, so do not cut the white yarn off. We will be needing that again. So we're going to go through the first half double crochet like usual, but instead of slip stitching with the white, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my red, and I'm just going to leave a tail and pull it through. So I'm pulling a loop of red up through all of this. It seems more complicated than it is, I promise. And then I just pinch it here, do my chain 2. But we're going to be making the next 2 rounds of half double crochet, and just 1 half double crochet in every single stitch. We're going to be doing the next 2 rounds in red. And as you're working here, what I like to do is weave it in already. So I like to work around it. So go through the first stitch and then just make sure that your tail is over your hook, so that when you grab it and make your half double crochet, you're working around it and it's already getting weaved in, so to speak, so that you don't have to worry about that later, and you don't have to worry about your yarn coming undone. So I usually work like 4 or 5 stitches around it, just to make sure that it's really tucked away. And then you can cut it off after that, but for me, I just leave it there and I just keep going because it's way down close to the toe of the sock. No one's going to see it, so I just keep working away after that in my red. So go ahead and do your 2 rounds of red, or if you didn't switch your color, just do your next 2 rounds and we'll meet back there. But actually, if you're just doing a solid color, I could probably figure out from here you can work 8 more rounds before you have to actually come back to my instructions. If you're just working a solid color, just do the next 8 rounds all half double crochets and then meet me back here to work in the heel. But if you're doing color changes with me, come back after the 2 rounds and then we will do the next step together. I'm just finishing up the second round of red with my slip stitch, but For this one, after the second round, we're doing our color change again. So I'm just going to grab my white and pull through with the white, just like this. And it's already attached here, so I'm just bringing it up and slipping it through, and then continuing to work in my whipped cream colored yarn, just like that. I'll show you kind of what I did here. Just brought it up from here, and then the next time I need red, I'll just bring it up along the back, because this is the inside of the sock, so no one's going to see this. So we're going to go ahead and work 3 more rounds the exact same way in our white, and then I will be right back. Now that we have finished our 3 rounds of white, we're going to go ahead and join in our red again. So again, we're just bringing this one up from our previous 2 rows and joining it through the slip stitch, making our chain 2, and we're going to do another 2 rounds of red. And now that we have been this far, I'm just going to go ahead and give you the next one as well. So we're going to do 2 rounds of red, switch back to white, and do 1 round of the white, and then come back here, and then we will work the heel together. All right, so now that we are at this point, we're going to be working on the heel, and this is where you need to decide which way you want your sock to be facing, if you want it to be facing right or left, or which way you want it angled. And the way that you know which angle it is because we want this seam here on the back of it. So all of mine are facing this way. Pretty much the difference that that makes is I'm going to be working the heel at the beginning of my round, but if you want your sock to face that way, then I need to work the heel at the end of the round. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to work this right now the way that I'm doing it, and then I will explain how to do it differently if you want them facing the other direction. So you're going to again start with your chain 2. We will do 1 half double crochet into the first stitch, and then we are going to chain 12 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to skip 12 stitches. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 13. So on the 13th half double crochet, we're going to make another half double crochet so that we have 12 chains, and we skip 12 stitches so that we don't decrease our stitch count. And then I'm just going to half double crochet the rest of the way around. But if you want your sock facing the other direction, what you're going to do is you're going to half double crochet, let me see if I can do math, 23 half double crochets, then chain 12, and then do a half double crochet in your last stitch before you rejoin. And also, if you're making this sock, if you're planning to make a bigger sock and you don't know how many stitches you want to do for the heel, just divide your stitch count by 3, and that is how many you need to chain and how many you need to skip to get the size of heel that you want. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this round, and then after that I will come back and we can do the next round. I just pretty much did that whole round before I realized I wasn't recording. So I finished up the last round, I did my chain 2, and now we're just going to half double crochet in every stitch across around and in every single chain, and then you should still end up with 36 stitches on the other side. And for these chains, I just like to stick my hook through and make my stitches around 2 of them, leaving the 1 there, but you can also just do it through 1 loop of the chain, whatever works best for you. And you should have 12 stitches across this section once you are done. And then from here, what we're going to be doing, I'm going to go ahead and work the rest of the sock body off camera, and then I'm just going to give you the instructions here. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep repeating after this round the 2 rounds of red, 3 rounds of white, 2 rounds of red, 3 rounds of white, and you're going to do that for 17 rounds, which will give you 4 more red stripes. I'm just going to go ahead and work those rounds off camera because it's very very easy and quite repetitive, so I don't want to video all of it. And then after that, I will be right back and we will be ready to finish up the body of the sock. I got to my last round, but I did run out of red yarn, so I have to attach another ball of yarn, and I just thought I would show on here how I usually attach my yarn. And you can do it the same as a color change, but if you want to knot it, the best way that I find to do that is if you lay it out like this, with one going one way and one going the other way, because otherwise I get confused if I'm being so honest. We're going to wrap this one in a loop around the other one, and then tie a knot around it with the end coming out the same direction as it was pointing before. And then we're going to do the same over here, but we're going to do the loop pointing in the opposite direction, just like the yarn was pointing before. So then we have 2 knots, and then you can just pull it, they slide together, and it's not going to come out. And then you can just cut the ends off as short as you want. And then continue working and hide it as you go. But yeah, just a little extra tip if you want it. And now I'm gonna go ahead and finish this round, and then I will be back. All right, and now that you have finished all of your 17 rounds and you have your 4th red stripe, we're gonna go ahead and do one more round of white half double crochets. I could have added that before, but I didn't. So we're gonna do one more round of half double crochets, and then we will get on to the top part of the sock. I don't know, what do you call it? What is it called on a sweater? It's not the cuff, it's my goodness, ribbing. Yes, the ribbing on the sock. That is what we're going to be doing next. So we're gonna start with our last round of half double crochets, and you should still hopefully have 36 stitches in your rounds. All right, we have finished our last round of white half double crochets. So I'm just gonna slip stitch to completely finish it. And then from here, we are going to be working on the ribbing on the sock. So what you're gonna go ahead and do is chain 13. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then after you have chained your 13, we're going to single crochet down the side. Of course, we're skipping the first chain, so into the second chain is where you're going to start. So you should have 12 single crochets once you reach the bottom of the chain. Once you have reached the bottom and you have your 12 single crochets here, what we're going to do is go into the same stitch that I guess your chain is in, and we're going to slip stitch into this one and then slip stitch into the next one. Then turn your work, oops, don't get your hook out of the loop though. And then, oh, my bad. So we are actually done with the red yarn, so you can actually cut it off here and weave it in. I kind of forgot that I was done with that, but I'm just gonna tuck it into the sock for now and as we keep working the ribbing. Sorry about that, I completely forgot. Anyways, yes, so we're turning our work and then we are skipping the 2 slip stitches and into the first single crochet. We are working back loops only. So as we're looking at it from this direction, the ones on this side are the back loops. On this side right here, not the front here. So I'm just gonna bring my yarn over like this so it's easier for me to work with. Go through the back loop so that you still have the front loop here. And I can see if I can get it closer. So this is the front loop and this is the back loop. And we are just working through the back loop instead of both of them. So just work your way all the way back up the chain, just single crochets. And you should have 12 stitches when you get to the top of this one. And it's very important that you check every time, or at least keep close tabs that you have 12 single crochets every single time, because if you do not, your ribbing is going to be all different heights and it's not going to look right at all. Trust me, I've been there. So we're just going to make sure that we have our 12 single crochets every single time. And then once you reach the top and have done your last single crochet, we're going to do a chain one, turn our work, and now when we are looking at it like this, these are the front and these are the back again. So we're just going to single crochet all the way back down. And we're just going to continue this all the way around the sock with our 2 slip stitches at the base every single time. So I'm going to go ahead and work the rest off of camera because it's very repetitive. And then I will be back for us to join the ribbing together at the other side. I did the last the slip stitches in the last 2 stitches that I had left. So I'm going to go ahead and work my last row of single crochets back up the edge. And then once we get to the end, we're going to chain one like before. So then to connect this all the way, what we're going to do is we're just going to be slip stitching. We're going to go through both loops and then through the chains. But what I would recommend doing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Count up from the bottom so that you know which one is your last of the 12 chains versus like your 13th one that you skipped before. And then we're just going to slip stitch. Just slip stitch our way back down, connecting both ends. And then the last one, to slip stitch, and then chain one and pull it tight to tie it off. Now if you don't leave this end string too long, you don't even have to weave it in, because if you fold the cup over, it's going to hide it completely. So if you want to weave it in, go for it, but if you don't, no one's going to notice. The next step we're going to be working is the heel. So for the heel, what I do is it's kind of harder to work with this big bulky sock. But anyways, I fold it the other way. Fold it the other way so that I have the whole heel part facing me instead of just half of it. And then you're gonna grab your hook again and your yarn. I'm using the same main color that I've been using. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a stitch like pretty much right in the middle, or a little bit to the side where the seam is. It doesn't really matter that much. We're not really that picky, but that's where I'm going to join it. And to join it, I'm just going to slide it through like this and chain one so that we have it tied on. And then we're going to be working the heel in single crochets. So I'm going to make the first one in the same stitch that I joined it in, and again I'm going to be having the tail over my hook here so that as I make the stitches I am gradually weaving this tail in already. So we're just going to single crochet our way over to this corner, or whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to cut this off so that so that you can see what I'm doing better. So now that I've reached here, we need 3 stitches. So I'm going to do one more here. And then you see I'm going to use this, this, and this. And we're going to do a decrease over these 3 stitches. Now, if you've never done a decrease before, you're going to stick your hook into the one, pull up a loop, stick your hook through the next one, pull up a loop, stick your hook through the next one, and pull up a loop. So you have 4 loops on your hook. You just need to decrease 3 stitches over that edge. And then you're gonna just you're just gonna yarn over and pull through all 4 of the loops that were on your hook. So from there, we're just gonna work a single crochet in each of the 12 chains across this side. So just single crochet in every, oh wow, you guys can't even see what I'm doing, can you? From that decrease, we're just going to single crochet all the way across to the next corner. And then again, when you come to this corner, we're going to do another one. So I'm going to work my decrease in this one, and this one. So just pull up 1 loop, pull up a 2nd loop, and pull up a 3rd loop. So you have 4 loops, yarn over, and pull through all 4. I'm going to turn this sock around now so I can work back along to my starting point. We're just going to single crochet across. Until we get here, and then that is our chain, so we're just going to slip stitch into our first single crochet. And then chain 1. And that is what we're going to be doing for 4 rounds. We're just going to keep single crocheting our way across, decreasing 3 on each edge for 3 more rounds until we have 4 rounds in total of that. It's always the first one that's a little bit more tricky, but from here on it should be a whole lot easier to tell where to do the 3 decreases. So I'm just going to continue to work until I have 4 rounds. Alright, I have finished the 4th round and slip stitched together, and I'm just going to tie it off, pull it up, and make sure you leave a decent amount of yarn because we are going to sew the end of this heel together. Just cut that off and remove it, and then grab yourself a yarn needle. What we're going to do here is go through, what I'm going to try to do is go through the outer loops to try and close it up as best I can. Just like this. And then I'm gonna go in, and then from this side, I'm gonna go grab this one and just kind of then go from this side to this side. And then from this side to this side. And then this side to this side. And we're just gonna kind of alternate like that and then go through the last loop. Pull it nice and tight. From here you can go ahead and just weave the end in. I'm just gonna go in through these single crochets here. Oh, it's a little bit tight. There we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. And then we have the heel all finished. So if we go ahead and fold the sock the way it's going to be hanging, and that is the shape of the heel right there. You know, see if I can zoom out a little bit. You can see my messy work area. So it looks like this, and then we're going to fold the ribbing over, just like this. Oh yeah, that needs to, oh, that's a knot. Oh, that's annoying. Anyways, so I fold mine over so it's just covering the third red stripe. And that's kind of where I fold mine over. I'm gonna zoom in again because this looks really awkward. So then I'm gonna show you. This is the shape. And now for hanging it, you want to have your sock lying in the direction that is the front. You want the seam side to the back, so that you know where you want the loop to be. So I have a scrap piece of yarn here that I'm going to be using. And then where you're gonna decide on the placement of your loop is you want it in the back, but you also want it to be just on the opposite side a little bit, not like right on the side here. You want it a little bit over. So I'm going to attach it probably right here. I'm gonna attach it to the last row of half double crochets. They have like a loop here and then the top one. So I'm gonna go through both of those so that I have two loops to hold it a little bit more securely so that they won't stretch. And I'm just going to slip it through, chain it, and we're going to chain 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5. And from there we're going to go and slip stitch back into the same stitches that we joined in. And I'm just going to tie that off and cut it. And then you should have a nice little loop right here. What I'm gonna do right away is just weave my ends in. And there you go. Your sock is completely finished with your nice little loop here. And that's the body. So I will include some pictures and videos of it up on my mantle with the rest of my socks. But other than that, that is it for today's tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. And if you do make it, please leave a comment or like the video and let me know, because I would love to know what you did, or if you did different stripes. Because I was thinking another really cool idea would be to have like one single, like a thin green stripe in here as well. I don't know if I'm going to do a set like that eventually, but for right now I have these red ones and then the green ones that you will see on the picture. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.